Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey Cooper. I'm from Sikeston, Missouri, and I'm 25 years old. I completed my bachelor's of elementary education from SEMO in 2014, and then I continued on to my master's of education and administration through Williams Wood University, which I just completed in August. I teach in East Prairie, which is kind of south in the Boot Hill. If some of you don't know where that's at, a lot of people don't. I've taught there for 3 years, and I teach kindergarten all 3 years. I did my student teaching in East Prairie, which I loved, and then I decided that I would try and stay on there and start subbing, and then that spring I actually applied and then was hired for the next school year. The East Prairie School District hiring process, they post the jobs that are needed on the website, and there you can hear by word of mouth. It's a small town. So emails are also sent out to the teachers and staff of the district, letting people know what the openings are. That way they can kind of spread the word. You have to get an application from the board office and fill that out. We don't have an online application at this time, but you can go get one, and then you print that out, or you fill that out, and you turn that back into the board where the superintendent and they review it. And then if you have an interview, then you'll get called. And they meet in the spring. They meet several times a month to interview people. There are 2 interview processes. You interview with the superintendent, and then it depends on what position you're applying for. You can meet with the HR person, and they make sure that you have all of your things in, like your background check, your fingerprints, and all that good stuff. And then if you get that all figured out and that's all good to go, then you finally meet with the superintendent. And then I applied for an elementary position, so I actually met with the superintendent and then both elementary principals. We have 2 elementary schools. One's K through 2 where I work at, and then the other is 3 through 6. You go through your interview process. They ask you a series of questions. Then finally they review what happened at the interview, and then if you are offered the position, then they will call you several days, and if you're not, then they call you and tell you that the position has already been filled. After you have been offered the job, it's not set in stone yet until the board approves you. So then you have to meet with the board, and they kind of introduce yourself, and then that way they know who they're hiring, and then eventually they will approve you at the next board meeting with the superintendent and the principal's recommendations. After you're hired, there is a first-year mentor program and then a 2-year mentor program. The first-year mentor program is more extensive. You get your mentor, and you have to go through a series of observations and turn in a lot of paperwork, and they kind of just make sure that you're on the right track. That way you flourish, and then you do your best at that school district. And then the second-year mentor position, you still have that same mentor, and they kind of don't guide you as much. They kind of let you do your thing, but they still are there to help you. And then you still have a series of paperwork to fill out just to make sure that you know how our district is ran, and things that you need to know, like rules, procedures, things like that. So it kind of really prepares you for the rest of your career at that district. There's really nothing that I would change about our school district's hiring process. I would maybe say start like an online application. That way it's a lot easier, especially for people that don't live in East Prairie. They can just fill out that application online. That can get sent to the board office, and then they can kind of review things. But other than that, I don't think that there's anything much that we can change that would make it too much better. It really is a comfortable process for the person that's applying and for the people that are doing the hiring. So I think it works out great.